Alright, so I just got out of The Little Mermaid a couple hours ago, and to my surprise, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. The Disney live action remakes have been so rough over the last while that I just wasn't sure if it would be possible to enjoy anything at this point. But despite its major shortcomings, I actually had a fun time. I thought Halle Bailey and Melissa McCarthy rocked at their roles, and it also had a great soundtrack. Most notably, of course, my favorite song in the movie being Under the Sea. Not only were the visuals by far the best in this scene, but Ariel singing as well in the song was a great way to show that she doesn't hate living under the sea, she just wants to see more. Now, unfortunately, despite what I enjoyed about this movie, a lot of it does fall flat like you'd expect. The most obvious thing being the underwater scenes. Not only is some of the CGI really bad, but it's also visually underwhelming. For example, King Triton no longer lives in an opulent gold castle. Instead, he now literally sits in the middle of nowhere. It's the most random placement for a king. A lot of this could be due to the lack of budget, but in my opinion, for a movie that spends over an hour underwater, I think people are going to be expecting more. Like I said, the visuals were great during the under the sea scene, and I really wish we could have seen a lot more of that come to life in other scenes. Because apart from that one scene, the ocean is dreadfully bland. Also, for a runtime of 2 hours and 50 minutes, quite a lot is sacrificed in this film. Chef Louis and the famous Les Poissons song is actually nowhere to be seen here. The overall story, after things get going, just doesn't have a lot to offer, and once things start forcibly rushing along, the dialogue gets more and more unrealistic. And while the movie ends on a good note, it's hard to argue if the viewer will deem it rewarding because there simply just wasn't enough chemistry or time to really feel like everything was naturally weaved in, because it wasn't. I get that part of what makes this type of movie magical is that cartoonish vibe, but there's no doubt in my mind that the film had the potential to be great, and unfortunately ended up sacrificing way too much to even remotely compete with the original. I think they definitely could have taken some advice from Aquaman and Avatar, two movies you all know I absolutely hate, but no doubt look stunning underwater. Anyways, I'm not really sure what else can be said about this movie. It's not a good movie by any means, but I had a fun time, and I definitely recommend seeing this if you're at all curious. Like I said, Halle Bailey, to my surprise, really steals the show in this. Anyways, those are my thoughts on Little Mermaid. Let me know what your thoughts are down below.